the draft. Who will end up where as we get ready for all the All-Star festivities in Chicago? All begins warm-up 6 East. NBA TV. Things have warmed up in the East. And that's because wearing scarves indoors can do that, especially at that size. Smitty, thoughts?
That was a rug, right? Not a scarf. But I like it.
It was in the back of a U-Haul, and he said, here, I'll carry it.
I'm looking for one of those.
Fourth quarter, Pacers up 3. Holiday Road, Justin from deep. Victor, 25 minutes, 13 points. Going to take a while to work back to you, babe, physically. What are you seeing so far?
Yeah, I like it. You said it. He's going to have to work. It's going to take some time to get his rhythm, but I'm okay the way they're plugging him along slow, along with the guys that have been playing well since he's been out.
Toughness, Malcolm, same thing other side across the board. Kyle from deep. Pascal Siakam, he had a way defensively, and then why not take it yourself 25 and 9?
Well, he's so long and active, as you can see. They believe in themselves, and they do an excellent job of executing down the stretch.
All power surge indeed. Ibaka. Sabonis can't close out soon enough. He had 30 and the lead.
Unselfish by Kyle Lowry. Could have shot that one, but got it to surge for a better look, and he canned it.
Pacers down 120 seconds to go. Looking, Oladipo, space, the miss, but watch this, gets his own rebound. Brogdon, opportunities, and didn't knock on the right door. 11-0 run for the Raps. That's also a 12 straight win, longest win streak franchise history, and in Toronto sports history, basically just they gave me that here as another reason to tell the Maple Leafs fans how long it has been since they've won. Big win, 119, 118. And we talk about the big winners as the deadline continues to kind of crunch and get towards it, and who should do what, and we've seen moves already, right, what Miami's done. How much more of a problem can Toronto be? Kind of the theme before the season, right? They've shown to be much more than we thought. Can that be a theme in the playoffs, too, and what they can do on the floor?
I think so, Casey, because what they've been doing, and they've been there, and they believe in themselves, and they have some toughness. One thing I would say what they need, maybe you always want to better your team, but they just need health. If they can get healthy, and the one guy I still think that I'm waiting for to turn that corner is OG Anunoby. Everybody else, it seems like they're there, and he's had some injuries. He's trying to find himself. He hasn't played bad, but I'm just waiting for him to catch that Siakam wave where you start to say, okay, 2 or 3 years in this organization, because there's guys like Terrence Davis, Chris Boucher, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. That development in Toronto has been fantastic. You know what they remind me of, Casey? The Spurs, and like whoever they plug in.
Because of the culture, right?
Because of the culture, and you start saying, they're playing better with the Spurs than they play with other teams.
We always get down on, but then don't give credit to. They won a championship, but keep giving the credit. Kyle Lowry's leadership and Nick Nurse and the coaching job and that staff has done been fantastic. Not everything's so fantastic. Ups and downs at times for the Conley era in Utah. Only 7 players for Denver after a trade, which basically means hashtag luckily they're not playing in the air in Denver to make it any harder. But not much depth, which means your stars need to get it done. You'll take some luck, too, here, Smitty.
Boy, you look at Jokic, just he ain't really jumping. Look at him, not really moving fast, but he just has vision, a skill set, and a confidence about his game that he just make plays. He's that good.
Other side, confidence in the game of Donovan Mitchell, never an issue. The only issue has been Conley on the floor, off the floor. Who should have the ball? We know who's got it in the middle. Gobert, tough, lead up to 7. And counting in the 4th, trying to get back in. Oh, nice look for Morrison to Jokic.
Wait, watch this one, Casey. Off the wrong one leg.
I mean, that is like you're up 30 with like 30 seconds to go.
And he knocked that one down.
Conley.
Ooh, he got a little way with a push-up, but big-time rebound by Gary Harris.
Can Utah find a way to get him more comfortable into the thick of things? A question moving forward. For this night, though, close, not close enough. And that really is something to watch, too, right? I mean, can we see more out of what he could be offensively, Conley, and what we know he can do for Utah?
Yeah, and tonight I thought he had an excellent game. You look at 21 points, just shot 13 shots, had 8 rebounds, 5 assists. They need that type of night. But unfortunately, Mitchell missed a lot of shots, but I think the Jazz are going to be okay.
All right, we believe in magic, or at least that the highlight is coming, and it is. Boston, Celtics, All-Stars aplenty, and early. We're thinking perhaps About All-Star Weekend, Aaron Gordon, though, with a 3 here. That won't be the contest at the end, 23, 10, and 4. At the half lead, 1 Celtics, and then Fournier, he had 26, 6 of 8 from deep. What kind of growth from Tatum have you seen this year on the floor?
Well, I'm starting to see him. He's been able to take contact, absorb it, and play through it. Always had that skill set, but this guy right here, Jaylen Brown, his offense has gone to a level where it's all-star level, and his defense has been there. He's becoming one of the go-to guys in crunch time as well.
Leaders empower. To me, no secret that having Kemba Walker, who you see right there, look at the way he is when he's not even there. Look at the aggression Tatum and Brown, which we didn't really see all of last year, saw the year prior. Here they are, and you look at,
Ooh,
here's the tweak the ankle, got off the court, went to the locker room. You hope okay. Obviously, big part of the team moving forward. You could be a little bit more careful. But when you get Hayward and Brown and Tate, I mean, you didn't even get Kemba. Look at the balance of the scoring. From scoring to what has scored big everywhere. That's tributes, video tributes. Welcome home, D'Lo. But will we load up a win on the road in Brooklyn for the Dubs? Detroit basketball. No different strokes just yet for Mr. Drummond. And I don't mean just not playing on a different team, but continuing to have the same huge, gaudy numbers. First name 20, last name 10 was Zebo. How about 20 and 11 and a half?
I mean, I just love his professionalism, still coming out competing. You have Blake Griffin has been out. You've had Derrick Rose been out as of late. And this kid is still coming out playing at a high level and playing hard.
We talk about all the improved players. Take nothing away from Devontae Graham and others. Oubre, who you saw there, had 30. To me, one of the big stories.
I mean, he has found his way. And then Phoenix has done a nice job. And he fits right in along with Devin Booker. He brings that toughness and defensively. And then he can score. Monty Williams has done a nice job with this group.
Reggie with a 3. Drummond inside off the nice dish. He had 31 and 19. And the win by 8, you could book that for the Pistons. Will it be the last game he plays for them? 14-19. Christian Wood, who you and I
like him.
have done a lot of his games, because most of them were played at Summer League before we got to see him finally. Think about that. I mean, hey, Summer League promo out there. Siakam, guys show, and you give opportunities, and it happens. Like we gave an opportunity earlier in the night to pay homage to the night of Andre Drummond.
Unbelievable night for you, a much-needed win for the Pistons, 31 and 19 rebounds. Have you been able to, especially with a performance like this, kind of put all this trade talk, we're talking about all these moves that are going down around the NBA, kind of put that in the back of your mind, put that behind you and just go out and ball?
You know, for me, I can't control anything like that. You know, it's the front office decision. For me, I just go out there and try to play to the best of my ability and try to put my team in a good position to win.
So tell me exactly what is going on in that locker room right now. As I mentioned, you guys, you're not mathematically out of anything. You're in the 11th spot. Do you believe that this team has an opportunity here in the second half of the season to fight for a playoff spot?
Absolutely. I think we're doing a really good job of playing really good basketball right now, trying to string together some wins before the break. Then after the break, you know, anything can happen from there. So he's got to keep playing hard and try to get a lot of wins to put us in a good position to get in the playoff race.
Andre, I appreciate you taking care of young Sekou Doumbouya. Absolutely love seeing him. I know. I love seeing him in the mix. What have some of those new faces given you guys during the course of the season with all the injuries, having him and some of those other guys step up and play more significant roles?
You know, they're doing a really good job of paying attention to film. They're doing a great job of listening to the coaching staff when it comes down to, you know, learning our plays, learning our defensive schemes, and knowing where to be on the court to get themselves in a good position to be successful. I think Sekou's doing a great job. Jordan Bone came in today and played great. Luke King has done a hell of a job of coming in and being aggressive on both ends of the court.
Andre, you and DeAndre Ayton had a big-time battle tonight. Whenever you know you're taking on another young center in this league, do you get a little bit more up for that?
Yeah, I got to let him know what he's working with. ain't nothing sweet over here. But he's a hell of a player, man. I love playing against him. He's gotten better each and every year that he's been in the league, and, you know, the sky's the limit for him. And I'm looking forward to seeing much more success for him.
Well, Andre, big battle tonight, big win for you. I know you talked to the local media in Detroit about this a lot. I'd like for the national viewers who are tuning in tonight to kind of hear from you firsthand what you feel like your future, not just this year, not beyond 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, but what your future is long-term in Detroit.
For me, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I love being in Detroit. I enjoy being here. I started my career here. I started here, did all my 20s here. I'm 26 now. I've been here since I was 18. So Detroit is home for me. Would I love to be here the rest of my career? Absolutely. But, it's kind of out of my hands at this point in time. So I'm just going to play to the best of my ability and take it day by day.
Well, you've passed Bill Laimbeer for the third most double-doubles in team history. Bill Laimbeer, a legend. Yeah. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it's a good guy to surpass. So I got to keep going from here and try to get to number one.
Well, congratulations to you
Thank
on
you.
31 points, 19 rebounds. You outdueled DeAndre Ayton, who had a nice game tonight. Good win for the Detroit Pistons. Andre, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Andre. Congrats on a big night, and it puts the Pistons here. Now, too many times last few years, you and I have sat here. I remember after they brought in Blake, and they were about this spot and pushed, and then kind of it fell off the face of the standings board, if you will. But the race for 8 in the East always seems to be a race of some sort. Let's look at this list, because where the Pistons are right now, only 4 out, everything about your roster and the cap tells you, well, we got to. And everything about this list of teams tells you, well, we can. So where do you sit on that kind of dichotomy?
I mean, they're not out of it. But they have to have everything go well. And I don't foresee Blake coming back this season. Derrick Rose has to keep playing at that high level along with Andre Drummond. I think for them is their depth. That's the one thing might catch up to them. But give this team credit. When you think about the Detroit Pistons, you look at their standings, well, you say, I didn't know they were four games out. They could easily make it up, but I think you got to see what the Pistons want to do with Drummond after that. Because if he does get his extension, he's happy. If he doesn't and get traded, it changes the dynamic. If he doesn't get traded, then you got to see what's in store for them, how they play the rest of the season.
Well, and that's the thing, how they play, because we know Case can coach, right? So, but we were talking earlier in the night during the break about, wow, you change culture sometimes with coaches, right? But Memphis goes from grit and grind forever. That's who they are, right? Now they're the Showtime Grizzlies, I've been calling them. And really, like this seemingly, we know the Nets, how they play. We know what Spo does in Miami. What's the culture of the Pistons? And when you move Drummond, how far are you still away from figuring out what that even is, Smith?
And I feel bad for Dwayne Casey because in no training camp for Blake Griffin, and then Reggie Jackson gets hurt early. He didn't really play in training camp. You don't have your 2 so-called best players.
Right, cornerstones, right?
Cornerstones, because Andre Drummond's in there. And then you have a Derrick Rose, and he comes in, he's playing one way. Luke Kennard was shooting the ball extremely well. Injuries have just riddled any type of style of play they had. And then I don't know how far they go because they don't have depth. And that's the one thing that's hurt them. Now you got to play a totally different way than you play with Reggie Jackson versus Derrick Rose. And then when Derrick Rose come back, do you play them together, and how does that work?
We know the identity and how it works for Doc and company with the Clippers. You're going to play hard. You're going to be tough. That continues to be the story. The Knicks trying to get some of that. They made some calls on Shamit. Tom Landry and the Cowboys never felt good, but Landry Fields made $50 million north of the border. Maybe Shamit could be next. But right now, staying put. Will the Clippers add a Morris or others between now and the deadline? They've added points. They're up on the Heat. By the way, Jimmy Butler out, strained right shoulder. Not return, we'll see. You hope just precautionary. We'll take you out and bring you back in. Go to the finish in L.A. Shamit.